Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. This is going to be your month of May overview reading. I have the MUSE Tarot here. We're going to jump into a Celtic cross spread. I'm going to just shuffle these up a little bit extra while we're talking. I want to share with you that May 1st is a full moon in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is a water fire combo energy, very emotional, but also very deep, very intense, very psychologically intuitive. And so, any emotions that you might be holding on to, I know you're an air sign, you're in your head a lot, but if you do have any long held, deep seated emotions that you've been holding on to, maybe not wanting to deal with or address, this full moon on May 1st might be a perfect time for you to shed, like a snake sheds its skin, anything that no longer serves you or is good for you in your life. And then the middle of May, on the 16th, we have a new moon in the sign of Taurus. And that's all about earth energy, grounded, sensual, earthy, just stable and generous. Taurus is also very sensual. So you could find yourself at the end, towards the middle end of May, becoming very solid and steady and secure and maybe a little sensual. And it's a good time to start new things. I have a Celtic cross spread here for you. We're going to jump in. So I hope that you get some new moon energy out of the 16th of May. And I have this Celtic cross spread here for you. We're going to talk about everything once I get it all positioned. These will be face down, external, internal, hopes and fears, and your final outcome. At the bottom of the deck, Gemini, is Temperance. This is not only a beautiful energy, but it is also watched over by Archangel Michael. And Temperance is a major arcana attributed to the sign of Sagittarius. It's about moderation. It's about not letting too much of one thing take over. It's very balanced. It's very moderate. It isn't too hot. It's not too cold. It's just right. And because Archangel Michael is present over the reading, over the card, and this is an overview for the entire month, it really feels to me like you're being watched over, you're being protected, you're being monitored for any time you start to sway in one angle more than another, you'll be brought back into a position of moderation, of balance. That's awesome. We'll jump into the recent past. We've got the Page of Voices. This is the Page of Swords, which is your energy, which is air energy in the mind. Pages are students. They're very kind of immature. They don't really quite understand the ways of the world yet, but they are very investigatory. They're looking into things. They're private eyes. They're spies. They are sometimes really snoopy, nosy, looking into people, places, and things that interest them. So you could find yourself at the beginning of May or prior to the beginning of May just being really inquisitive, looking into things, wondering like who is this person? You're looking them up on social media, maybe you're looking up Google information about this person, place, or thing. You find you have this energy of you're being like a private eye, like a detective once this month opens up. And then your current energy is Queen of Materials, which is actually attributed to Virgo. It's earth energy. It's the Queen of Pentacles, and it's mothering. It's feminine. It doesn't mean you have to be a female to have this energy, but it's very entrepreneurial, very independent, very self-sacrificing. It's like Mother Earth. You know, she gives herself for everyone to use because she's got resources. And that's very much like the Queen of Pentacles. She's got resources. She's got the ability to make a mountain out of a molehill, and she'll give you a couple of her pentacles because she knows that she's got plenty others to spare. She's a giving sign. She is willing to let you use her as a resource. And that can be for health, wealth, money, time. It's attributed to the sign of Virgo. And this is your current energy. This very nurturing, wanting to see others grow, not only yourself, but others as well. So it's a family-oriented energy here in the center. What challenges you is 10 of voices, 10 of swords. This is, again, your energy, sword energy. It's in the thought realm. It's in the mind. It's cerebral. And it is betrayal. It's being stabbed in the back. It's being talked about, lied about, people using your name in vain. It's very negative, ugly, dark energy. It's challenging you from being in this really beautiful queen energy because there's been a betrayal. There's been, you found out that someone has been talking about you, has been lying about you, has been using your name in vain, putting your name under the bucket and stomping, and it's just ugly. It's ugly energy, Gemini, and I'm really sorry. But this is absolutely a challenge to anybody's, ability to stand on their own 2 feet. Queen of Pentacles. Here comes the 10 of Swords. It's really hurt you. It's hurt your feelings more than anything. And on your mind is the Ace of Emotions. It is this very fresh, new energy in your emotions, how you feel about things. It's either, okay, yep, I know that you have said and done this horrible thing about me, talked about me behind my back, you've betrayed my loyalty, I trusted you and you just threw that under the rug. I mean, it's ugly, but on my mind is, I'm not going to let that stop me from loving myself or loving other people. The Ace of Emotions is a brand new chapter in your emotional life. And it is you not letting something that hurt you follow you into your future. That's what's on your mind. And in your hidden parts of your life is the Empress energy. Now, this is really, really beautiful because the Empress is the major arcana attributed to your air cousin Libra and also the sign of Taurus. They're both ruled by the planet Venus. Venus is the energy, the planet that really embodies the Empress, which is all about beautification. It's the aesthetics of your life. It is prolific energy. It's creative energy, always giving birth to something new. Very divine, feminine, mother energy. So your mom could have a big impact in your life in the month of May, or a feminine energy, a mother, maybe it's your wife, your spouse, could have a big impact in your life in the month of May. But someone under the surface that you maybe not give a lot of credit to, they really impact your life by showing you what it means to just keep giving birth to new things. Keep opening up your energy to creativity, to your imagination, to allowing everything to be beautiful in your world. That's the Empress. And in your future is another one of your energies. It's the Seven of Voices. Now, this is the Seven of Swords, and this is not that pleasant. It's somebody lying, cheating, stealing, talking about you, shade, ugly, negative energy in your future. And this can also be self-sabotage. So if it isn't somebody else trying to pull the wool over your eyes, It's you doing that to yourself. So I'm not sure. You're going to have to decide how this reading lands for you. But in the near future, this is something to be aware of as like a warning. In your external environment, outside of you, is the Three of Materials. This is definitely a lot to do with either a family or a workplace, but it is outside of you the need to start building from scratch, starting over, square by square by square, just stacking the bricks, building and monumentally growing something, your workplace or your family. Outside of you is the need to build structure and stability. Your internal energy, the world cosmos. So this is you understanding it's a major arcana and it's the actual end of the fool's journey. So you start off as the fool and you wind up at the world, the completion of a journey. You've learned all these lessons and now something new is transforming and turning into the whole new world for you. Your internal energy, you're all about it. You're ready. You're ready to embrace this new world. Your hopes and your fears. The Five of Swords. Lots of sword energy here. Page 10, 7, 5. It's a lot. There's a lot. And Five of Voices is Five of Swords, conflict, battling, drama, negativity, people challenging either you or the system, something, but there's a lot of arguments and bickering and people trying to prove a point. And this is in your hopes and your fears. And I think why it can be one or the other is because we don't want to be in situations where we're not challenged to have to say why we feel the way we feel. I don't mean that we want people to argue with us, but I just think that the element of challenge shows us that we have to be able to know why we feel the way we feel. We don't just feel it. We have to know why we feel it. And the Five of Swords is really an indicative energy of why do you feel this way, Gemini? Why do you love this person? Why do you want to live in this place? Why? People challenging you. It's a hope and it's a fear. Why it could be a hope is that you want people to ask you questions about why do you think this way? Why do you vote this way? Why do you want to move in this place? What is it about A, B, and C that gets you excited? Why? People asking you for your opinion. But when it becomes a fear is when people are challenging you on that and making you have to question yourself, and they're questioning you, and then you question yourself. It just can become a negative cycle if we're not careful about how we allow it. And in our final outcome, the Nine of Voices, another Voices card, which is a sword energy. And this is the 9, which is all up in your head. At the end of the day, they're very well in the month of May could find Gemini being stuck in their mind, caught up in their brain, in all their thoughts, and all the good, the bad, the ugly. It's analysis paralysis. So much so that we don't even get good sleep at night because we're up at night worrying about what we said, what we did, what we meant, what we should have said, what we should have did, etc. So final outcome, let's clarify for sure. I've got this deck here is the Tarot of Mystical Moments. And I do want to clarify for sure the 10, the 7, and the 9 for Gemini. Let's clarify first, why is the 10 of Swords in the challenge position for the sign of Gemini? Why is the 10 of Swords there? King of Pentacles. You're definitely having to prove or show why you've got everything under control in your physical reality. The 10 of Swords is just this additional betrayal energy, and it makes you dig into your physical reality even further because you're trying to get this betrayal, lies, people backstabbing you. You're trying to get rid of that, and you're focusing on your physical reality. It's a challenge because you're being drawn back to what happened, and you're trying to bring it back into the here and the now. So why is the 7 of Swords here for the sign of Gemini? Why is the 7 of Swords here? The Knight of Cups. Somebody in your near future has some deception and they're not telling the 100% truth. It's somebody that you're romantically involved with, somebody that you love, that you care about, that you wear your heart on your sleeve for. This person here, Knight of Cups, they're strumming their heart. They're strumming their pain with their fingers, kind of the lyrics from that song. But the Knight of Cups, it definitely is somebody you're romantically involved with. They could be not telling you the 100% truth about things. So this is just a future energy, something to be watching out for. Why is the 9 of Swords in your future final outcome? Why is the 9 of Swords there? We've got 7 of Cups. So the only reason that you would get stuck in your head about your thoughts is because you feel too many feelings. 7 of Cups is having choices, options, fantasies, or delusions. So if you're going to get caught up in your head and stuck in your thoughts, you have to be really careful about identifying the emotions of those thoughts. Those thoughts are being predecessored. Oh goodness. Those thoughts are being precipitated by emotions. And those emotions are coming from somewhere. You're going to have to do connect the dots at the end of the day in the month of May, Gemini. I'm going to go ahead and use the romance angels for you to finish off this reading. Let's do a couple of oracle cards from the romance angels for Gemini. Let's see, Gemini, we have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Awesome. And we have let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Very simple, very beautiful. This is your reading, Gemini. Please remember I'm on TikTok and I'm on YouTube, and your likes and your follows, your subscribes and your shares, comments, very welcome. Thank you again. Be blessed, be well,